All right, want to get some insight now from our analyst, Democrat Mike Dino, and Republican Dick Wadhams.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about some of the propositions tonight. I know you guys have been talking about all the races, but Dick, let's just start with you and kind of give us some insight into what you think about the propositions tonight.
Well, I do think that Colorado is still fundamentally a conservative, fiscally conservative state. The big tax increases all went down. The attempt to kill fracking went down. It is a contrast and frankly, a contradiction with all these Democrats who got elected tonight. But I think we're a long way from being a liberal state like it appears with all these Democratic wins.
Question for both of you. Mike, let's start with you on this one. Still, even though the education money went down, at least on the statewide level, Amendment 73, and any additional money that Coloradans wanted to chip in on infrastructure, specifically roads and bridges, that also went down. But we've got real needs when it comes to education in this state and infrastructure. What do you think the steps will be that our new Democratic governor and Democratic legislature are going to take to confront those matters?
Well, Governor-elect Polis certainly talked about wanting to approach these issues a different way if he was governor on transportation, education, and health care. And so does that mean they'll try to put something else on the ballot? They almost have to, because the state budget is very constrained, and there's very little ability for them to add any more funding for any of those important issues. So they're going to have to come up with a new plan.
Dick?
Yeah, I think Governor-elect Polis better take a look at what the voters did on the ballot issues. And I think there will be a lot of enthusiasm within these new Democratic majorities in the legislature to pass a lot of sweeping programs and to overextend the mandate they were given by the people of Colorado tonight. And Governor-elect Polis is going to have to rein them in, I think, or rein himself in for that matter. I mean, he's the most liberal governor we've ever elected in Colorado history.
Yeah, and another question, let's talk about, especially for the folks who are new to the state, might say the economy is booming, among the strongest in the country. Tax revenues have to be robust. Why isn't there money to spend?
Well, the Tabor Amendment.
There you go. Yep.
We voted that in a long time ago, and we do fiscally constrain ourselves. And I think people did vote for the economy, too, as evidence of 112 going down in flames. But I do think that one thing that's important to see that passed was Y and Z. And, Jim, you pointed out that Congresswoman DeGette's in a very safe district. I think everybody who's in Congress is going to have to run a little harder next time when they redraw the lines, because it's going to be a little more fair and a little more competitive.
Dick, quickly?
Tabor is it does restrain what this legislature and this new governor can do. And the only option they have is to put these big programs that Polis talked about during the campaign on the ballot in 2020. And his prestige as the governor at that point will be on the ballot. His name might not be on the ballot, but his program will. That's the only way he can get his agenda passed.
A lot on the line for all of us going forward. Thanks, man.